Okay, so am I up now?
You
Is that
are.
everyone can? There we go. Right, great. Thanks everyone for coming along to this session. And I will put some slides somewhere. There we go. Which I'm told are the right way round. You can tell me in the chat. Do these look good to you? They're completely mirrored to me, but I think that's my overly elaborate setup here. Okay, so I'm going to just let's get into these. Okay, here we go. So just to introduce myself, my name's Stu. I work at a primary school in Hong Kong. I'm extremely lucky to work with an awesome group of students who do loads and loads of amazing things. Obviously, the last couple of years have been more challenging than others in terms of being able to do more sort of hands-on learning and group things together. But we are starting to get back into that now. So we've got a few things that we want to share a little bit today. And hopefully, if you came along last year, I did a presentation last year at this event, and it was some similar things. So you'll find some of the things maybe are the same, some different things that we want to talk about here. But the focus really today is on using microbit across the whole school. So from the youngest learners up to our oldest learners, which for us is about 4 years through 11 years. So obviously, microbit you're aware as a platform, but this is kind of how we use it as a set of things, inputs and outputs, I guess, that the students will then use to create different projects. Our focus has largely been on using microbit for student-led invention, and that runs through a lot of the things, hopefully, that we're going to share a little bit today. So, kind of two approaches, I guess, that we wrestle with occasionally within what we do. This idea of using microbit as a platform to learn to code, or using microbit as a means to an end of presenting students learning in lots and lots of different curricular areas. And we're kind of, I think that the answer is a kind of sweet spot somewhere in the middle. We are increasingly using microbit as a platform to learn to code, which was something we did a little bit shy away from because we didn't want it to be there just as a kind of a checkbox curriculum of teaching computing in a primary school. We wanted the kids to be able to get it, use it, and feel like it was just another tool available, pack of pens, pencils, whatever, just come and get it and use it and make some awesome stuff. So I think we're kind of in the middle now on this. We've leaned back towards learn to code because there's some things that the kids don't always get if we just kind of leave it as a free-for-all. So at BHS, we actually generally start microbit at year 3 now for us. So that's US grade 2. And look, we've done it younger. So I've got from here year 2, which is US grade 1, which we have a project here, which we did previously. And look, it's absolutely fine at that age. We tend to use it now at the sort of grade 2, year 3 age, because that's when our students get their one-to-one devices, which have been Chromebooks, which are now iPads. But it goes nicely then together also with a body systems animatronic project that they do at that age. So we tend to introduce it at that point. Our other approaches obviously are to have resources available. So we want kids to come and get it. I don't gatekeep by curriculum. I don't gatekeep by signing things in and out constantly. We want the resources available for students to use. So this is actually, I'll share these slides at the end. So just a virtual tour of our makerspace a little bit here, if this is going to let me interact with it. It may. Okay, so obviously we just have, like, all along here is all along this side is all microbit now, pretty much, underneath all the laser cutters here. So we have 160 odd microbit here that kids can come and tap into. We have some box sets that can be taken away with various components and other things, and then lots and lots of other stuff that people can use. But we put that alongside our traditional making equipment, wood and robotics equipment down here. This is our make code stuff and our dashes and our textiles and other things here. So we want it really to be part of a kind of creating environment that the kids can come and use. They take it to the classroom. They don't always use it in here. So that tour is, you can click on these and go and have a look around the space. And I'll share those slides at the end for you on there. So just coming back to here, if you'll let me carry on, it will. So in terms of curricular things and what we do, this is just the strand of computational thinking from our curriculum. It's just an overview really of what sort of things we attempt to do with the students. And yeah, you know, there's I don't want this, again, I'm not a big fan of checklisting these things. These are useful for me to be able to look at as a coordinator. I can look across the school and say, hey, you know, we could do with a little more here and a little more there. I don't like teachers to just treat it as like a, yes, I've done this. So yes, we have these documents, but, you know, it is there as a reference, not as a you must do all of these things. What we're trying to do on this as well is to build out resources links that are on here as well. So we can put together, this has sort of come from a lot of the COVID stuff we've done, just putting out tutorials for teachers. So we were like, well, let's do tutorials for staff around other bits. So there's various microbit tutorials in here that are linked to the curricular documents. So teachers can dig into this. This is on my YouTube channel anyway. This course, I think it's about 10, 11 part course that's on here. So yeah, they're tutorials for teachers mainly looking to use microbit with their students. So coming back to here, let's see if it'll let me. That's still working good. So down at the lower end of the school, so this is grade 1, year 2 age, we, as I say, we don't necessarily always do microbit at this age now, but when we did, this is a few years ago, we did a little project where the students designed a fitness routine. So the microbit side was purely to build a tool to analyze their fitness routine. It wasn't a microbit design project as such, but they, if I flick through this, you'll see. So we often start with the teachers learning what they need to know first. So this is coming out okay for you at your end, yeah. This was actually one of our first microbit projects we did. They just did first introduction really into microbit, so just simple variable work and so they design their own exercise routines then, and then from there they then built their microbit fitness trackers, which they then decorated. You wouldn't believe, if you put a load of jewels on the side of a big heavy armband and try and do exercise with it, they actually just fly off all over the place. It was great. So they learned a little bit about actually making something useful as well. But yeah, then they went on so they recorded them, put them on their seesaw, and then they went off down to the park. So they went on a trip down to the park, so to go and test it all out. Oh no, I agree. The bedazzle bits definitely are the greatest part of it. They were amazingly sparkly, but it was really cool. And then it became a maths activity. Then when they come back, so they've got a figure for activity, which is the end of it really. But the code was very simple, just measured activity, and then they got a maths activity to come back and compare their different routines. Then afterwards. Move on. So into year 3, as I say, this is where we generally introduce this now with a body systems unit, and it is very much so here we can see 2 different models here. So we've got a muscular system here using servos. We've got various things with programmable near-pixel LEDs on the microbits to simulate things like circulation and other stuff. And they're really cool. So we've done this for a few years now, and the kids absolutely love it. It's a really great way of introducing some basic component work with the microbits. That's simple. So yeah, it's as I say, we keep doing this one. They're keen. I think we're starting again after Christmas with them. And yeah, teachers on board is see it in the chat down here with Paul. Yeah, teachers on board's been really important with this. It's an expensive model running a lot of teacher PD before we do all these units, but it's been really worthwhile to do these little tinker days and just get the teachers to learn and pick up these things and play with them. You're not going to get everything coached, you know, you're going to get kids that are well ahead of the teachers, but, you know, having the teachers able to support where they can and understand what the students are trying to achieve and be able to point them, I guess, in the right direction is really, really cool. So loads of body systems models. That's something, as I say, that's our first real sort of hands-on with components with the microbits. And that's been excellent. Let's see if it'll let me move on. There we go. So year 4, a few things with year 4. So these are grade 3 age now. Yes, year 4. So this unit we've not done a while, which was the smart bag. So that was using sensors to add functionality to a bag that they designed and made. As I say, it wasn't the microbit bit, it wasn't the hard work. It was actually kids just don't learn skills like sewing anymore and stuff. It took so long getting the kids to cut patterns and measure and do, but it was well worthwhile. So all of those things actually took probably a lot longer than the electronics did, but really cool. So we had all sorts of things again, like, you know, kids that made like using the radio to do like security bags. If you walk too far away from somebody, then it sets off an alarm. So, you know, as a child, you could like a sort of a wire-free tether. We had all sorts of things like that lit up when you open the bag and stuff. They're really cool. So that was a really nice little project. Also, they add some functionality. Oh no, this is actually different one. Sorry, I thought it was going to be the games. This is so they made models showing human impacts on animal habitats. So yeah, so they did lots of these. They basically used, again, just basic components that they'd learned in year 3 when they're doing their body systems to build just some of these little models, really, that would just illustrate their research around human impacts on habitats, which were really cool. Then let's see if it'll let me move on. So year 5 and 6 is where we kind of get into the independent using this, coming and getting them and just using them for all sorts of things. And this is where we get the really exciting things start to happen that the kids will then. So I'll show you, this is one of our students from year 6 last year, so grade 5 PYP exhibition. So this was a project of his own choosing that he wanted to do. And he decided that he wanted to create a device that would sanitize the play equipment on the playground. So there's like these big blue block play equipment on the playground, sits in this cage, and he wanted to build a device that would alcohol sanitize these blue block playthings. So he built, using servos and various timers and other things, he built these devices. The YouTube channel link is on the last slide. I will share that. Hey, James. So it was really nice. That was just one from exhibition last year. There was loads, actually. There was quite a lot of microbit projects last year. Then where we've been moving on to this year is a one-to-one trial. So this was something new for us. I've been teaching in a year 6 classroom. Yes, the slides are linked as well on the last one too. So I've been working in a Year 6 classroom for the last few months, a kind of pseudo supply cover and various other things, but it's given me a great opportunity to do some of the things that I wanted to do in terms of trialing out things like one-to-one, which was something we weren't sure how well it would work. Would the kids use them all the time? And it's been amazing. So we're definitely going to roll this out a little further. So I'll show you a few. I've got a few videos from things here. So these are just students starting off. So what they got as part of their one-to-one, I'll show you the kit in a minute. So this is with the CuteBot robots first with the microbit, but I'll show you the full bundle set in a minute that they're trialing. Our aim was to keep it affordable and reasonably well featured. So this is just to say first play with these things, and then they started trying out some of the other stuff with it using some of the sensors. But let me just flip to the overhead. Hey, there's the overhead. So on here, so this is our one-to-one kit. So what they get basically is they get the microbit, they get a little breakout board backpack here, which is super useful, just easy to connect components to. Then they have programmable LEDs, a couple of different types of servos, continuous and positional, potentiometers, moisture sensors, LEDs, blah, 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 other things. But a whole kind of kit, and then one of these little CuteBot robots with the ultrasonic sonars and light sensors, etc. So it's been a really interesting one to see some of the stuff they've started to do with it. So some of that has been kind of teaching stuff. I've got some, I won't go through these now, but there's some links to some Seesaw posts here as well, which are on the slides. Some of the posts that the kids have made. Oh, go on, I'll try. No, it won't let me on there. That's fine. So coming to the next slide, let's get off that one there. So a few things that they've been up to at the moment with these. So this is, so we did a little racing with them. Which was really cool. So they were using the, they were using the IR line sensors underneath to program them to go around this course. It was a lot different than just doing the small tracks, so that they had to really think about their code when it goes running completely off. What are they going to do? And there were loads of different approaches to it. Some of them made robots that just sort of hugged the side of the line. Some of them just went crazy around like this. And loads of different approaches, and then we did like a time trial race on how they'd done that, which worked really well. Here we have just this week we did some sumo, so they had to then use the ultrasonic then to detect where others are, and they then charge and push. Well, that was what most of them did. Some of them tried some other approaches, so they're all fully automated. So they detect where the lines are, the colors are. Yeah, the track was a nightmare to put together as well. You wouldn't think it would take as long as it did. So yes, it worked really nice. But yeah, lots of different approaches the kids used, and they were really cool. And yeah, they loved it. Obviously, so it was great fun. So they still want to do a balloon battle. I said we'll see if we get time for that one in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, so this was cool. There was a load of learning in this one. It really was, and things that they tried and modified and adapted and went away. They had their own little circles, so they were doing loads of practice stuff first before they tried out on the main one. But they did great. Where's King's one? Carrying it off. That was awesome. I lost it now. It was a really good one. Just carried it straight off the track. But that was really good. And then, interestingly, we were doing some decorations for the classroom, some Christmas things. I was really pleased they did. So we ended up with these nice little origami trees. So one of the girls in the class, she's running this origami club at the moment. So we've got all these beautiful origami trees then with the NeoPixels in, and then they've done a little window, a nice little window display with their microbits here, just with running lights and things coming down as well, which is really cool as well. That one came out cool. Let me return to my thing. Oh, I'm sitting over the top of that one. I apologize. Let's see if it'll let me come back through to the slides. Come on. There we go. So I shared in here some different resources that you can get hold of. So I'm going to start adding some more to these. We've had a funny couple of years really of jobs and other things, which kept me away from a lot of the social media and other things. So I've been slowly adding to the channel for the tutorials. So I highly recommend having a look through those. There is a course, as I say, for teachers to run through, just to get more familiar with microbit. And as I say, loads and loads of resources in here that we can tap into and use. If I let me just come back onto the main cam. I will put let me just show you the main resources. Hang on.
Oh no, I think maybe we lost Stu. And I don't see him anymore. So hopefully he'll hop back on. I'm looking for him in my chat to make sure that he comes back. Oh, he knows he's. Hi, Stu. Come back anytime to finish up for us. I hear I was just writing down your links, and then there you were, missing. So, sometimes technology happens. Oh, I should let you in. There you go. He's back, or he will be back.
Sorry, I went to the wrong tab. I was
That's
just
okay.
tapping a web address in a tab at the top, and I happened to tap it in the one that my thing was open on. I apologize.
Oh, wait, that's okay. It happens. I totally get it.
That's all right. So I'm just bringing up the folder now. So I'll just share with you. Let me see if you can see my screen. Let's have a look.
Okay.
So you should be able to see. Can you see this one here? Can you see my screen on there? Let's have a look. This becomes awkward to do it this way. You can see that. Yes, good. All right. So in here, there's a variety of different things. So there's some component card pieces here. So using servos, making music, using breakout boards, etc. Then there's various different projects in here. So different game projects that people might be interested in making, like, steady hand nervous games and sprite-based games, reaction games, etc. We've got some microbit math stuff that we were working on, some videos as well. Not necessarily that the maths tools are what you would want the kids to use as the maths tool, but it's the maths that goes with creating a trundle wheel or creating a digital balance or a clinometer to measure angles. So various things that are in there. And then communication stuff we did. So we've got some stuff around Morse code, radio signals, and other things that might be useful. And then some other older project tutorial stuff, really. Some of our very early things are in there, which might be useful. Videos, then, we got lots. So I won't open all of these, but then there's loads and loads of different videos in here of either student projects or different stuff. Some of it better documented than others. So for example, like the animatronic animals were really cool. So that was a project. We don't have much documentation of this from previous, but it's really cool. And then various fashion pieces and virtual pets has been a big thing for us over the years. I've done a lot of virtual pet stuff. Deforestation claw machine was super awesome. A group of students did. And highly recommend. I did show the breakfast machine video last year, but I recommend watching it. It's super good. Some kids that made a ridiculous machine to serve you breakfast badly, which was really, really cool. So loads of stuff in there. As I say, you're welcome to dig into any of this. Some unit case studies from some of our units. Not much in here at the moment, but I will add more as we go into there a little bit. So hopefully some of that's useful. And did I make a mistake on the? No, it's not an it's not an underscore. Sorry, I'll put the final slide on. So this should be without me. So this should be the links to the pieces. So it should be a link to these slides, and also a link to the resources folder and to my YouTube, if that's any use. So as I say, we'll start adding more stuff hopefully soon. We're getting my job returns back to normal soon, so I'll be back into working with lots of different students and doing some exciting stuff soon. So quite excited to start some new microbit projects and hopefully be able to share those online. We are a few minutes early, I guess. Are there any questions that anyone had? Anything that anyone wants to know in any more detail or know anything about? I'm very happy to answer any questions.
Well, Stu, some people were asking if you're offering any workshops and things like that. I mean, you've given us all your links, but I think they would like the hands-on, person-to-person with you as well.
Wouldn't we all? I person-to-person workshops, maybe online workshops. We haven't been able to do a lot in person of late, but definitely. I mean, just hit me up at, my contact details are on, so just hit me up if you've got anything that you want to chat about or any projects that you're doing, and we'd love to share as well some more stuff that the students are doing. They're doing some exciting things, so yeah, we want to get, as I say, the one-to-one's been really cool at the moment. Oh, actually, while I do have the thingy as well, I was going to make him run, and then I forgot all about it. You see, I was going to make him go. You see, and then we can go around, but. These are really cool little kits, actually. As I say, I hate to shill for any particular company, but these have been, as I say, there's a lot of this Electreak stuff. Yes, it is the CuteBot. So yeah, so the smart CuteBot one. We have a lot of MBot stuff as well. So MakeBlock stuff and MBot, and this is kind of replacing a lot of what we did with that for the simple stuff, for this sort of thing. I got another one here with his sumo skin. Actually, I'll share this one online as well. We built this 3D printable frame that you can clip on, so it will just clip onto the holes. So I'll share this one online, but this one then allows them to be a little less bumpy. And well, the wheels stick together, the rubber sticks together if you're trying to do some sort of bumping. So that's why we developed these frames. But I'll share the thing online. But this one's obviously set to avoid the things and try and not go driving off on the stuff. But yeah, sorry, there was another question that came through before. Approach to PD has been, I mean, look, we do a coaching model for certain bits where we can afford both the time on my end and the time on the teacher's end that they can actually come in, because these things are not always quick for people to learn. So yeah, we do some sort of standard training pieces, just sort of basics. Some of that will be done through video now. Some of it's done person to person. If they are doing a particular thing, so like year 3, then we will do specific training with them for the thing that they might want to do. But yeah, it really depends on what we're doing. We're going to be doing a little more modeling, direct teaching that I'm going to do, and teachers coming in while they kind of join in, like students for a bit, I think is also a handy way to do this. So yeah, what's my advice for someone with a biology background only? Play at home, tinker, play. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? And I think this is some of the hard parts of PD is it's that want to play that the kids will have, and you're not always going to get that in adults, especially if it's a teacher that's not that interested in it. So you've got to, I think, having that support on hand and having specialists in school is really useful if it's available. I think it is handy. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, play at home. That's this is my home here. This is so I am at home. So yeah. I think there was one more on the. What's my schedule like at school per class? Oh, flexible. It depends on what we're doing. So the next 10 days straight, I'm working with year 4 classes building large cardboard arcade games. That's my next 10 days straight. It really depends, and flexibility on their part too. So if they can give me full days with their kids, we can do awesome stuff and not have to split it into 45-minute sessions. So that's that's kind of where we are. Loads of questions. Did I hear cardboard? Cardboard is my life. I am referred to as the cardboard man. This is literally, this is what I do. So yeah, I think I'm just seeing if there's any other questions that were coming through. Elect Freak stuff, probably through their website or a local distributor. I have no idea. Outside, obviously in Hong Kong I know, but outside of Hong Kong I really wouldn't. So the kits were. So this one is local, I think, to Hong Kong. So this one, the classroom kit, but it is just a basic. It's Elect Freak stuff again. It's Elect Freak stuff just condensed into a pack. Same here. It's just reasonably inexpensive compared to some other stuff, so we can do the whole kits for not too bad, really. So, yeah, I think we are.
And someone was asking about what peripherals you're into, other than, I guess, your cute bots and things like that. So do you have others that you are happy about?
Other stuff we do. Yeah, so a lot of NeoPixel stuff, a lot of servos, hell of a lot of projects with servos, of which we tend to be a lot of continuous servos. Tend to use the 360-degree continuous servos. We use a lot of that. Sensors tends to be mostly ultrasonics and just like IR sensors generally is a lot of commonly what we do. What's going on at the retro monitor in the corner? Well, this was my BBC Micro reference. This is Chucky Egg running on an actual BBC Micro on the back. I wondered if anyone would notice. Yeah, a lot of arcade buttons as well. I haven't got a set. So actual arcade buttons that we use a lot, like this as well, that we just buy. We use tons of these. They're like dirt cheap. They're just meant for arcade machine or joysticks, and we just buy them online, and they're great. They just clip on, use them for everything. So super useful as well. Use the breakouts with the servers. Yes, you have to. It's a pain. It's an absolute pain using. That's where this little basic bit comes in. So two things that are really useful here. So this basic bit backboard, it just literally screws on like that onto the microbit. Really, really small and simple. And also finding these, the holy grail is a 3-volt servo. If you can find a 3-volt servo, you're very good. That's one of the biggest issues is voltage coming through in servos, because they need 5 generally. Non-battery says we use microbit. We see microbit use drop in primary schools when the first batteries run out. Oh no. Yeah, we've got some that have lithium rechargeables, actually. We had some other little backpacks with lithium rechargeables. Didn't get any more use particularly, but we just had a lot of batteries on hand, boxfuls of them in corridors that kids use. But yeah, 3-volt servos is extremely useful when it comes to just smooth operation with teachers. Like, the worst thing is if you've got fully charged batteries, brand new batteries, 5-volt servos will work. As soon as they've worn down, that's it. It's not going to work. So yeah, if you can find 3-volt ones, this is all we buy now, both rotation and continuous.
Okay, so Stu, thanks so much for sharing your incredible, inspiring presentation this morning. I've got tons of things scribbled down on my piece of paper over here to go and research later. And I really have to say, I love how the microbit is just part of the whole of teaching rather than the thing, as sometimes it can be. And we've heard so much in the chat. People are loving your lab, your room that you get to work in, and they're like all totally jealous. I'm going to go back to their classrooms and go, how can I remake this to be a better space? But anyway, I'm totally stoked for moving on. So next up, we have a bit of a break, and then I think you're heading into another interactive session. So when your folks are done, just click the leave session and return to the others, the session area, to move on to your next session of awesomeness. And make sure that you have a great day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And thanks again, Stu. That was awesome. Thanks, everyone.